Hey everyone, I'm the Blueprint Wizard, and in this video I want to show you how you can create a Doom-style inventory. So before we start, let me demonstrate how it will look. So as you can see, down on our bottom right, we have our little indicator for what weapon we are currently holding, and indicators for our max ammo, for our current ammo in the weapon, and the ammo in our inventory. Now, if we collect a weapon here, like so, we can switch through all our weapons with Q and E, like back and forth. And let's pick up the ammo here as well. It will add it to our inventory. All right, now, without further ado, let's dive right in. So, as you can see, I just started a new project in the first-person template, and I imported 3 packs. One, the FPS weapon icons. That's just a few icons that I made, and link for that in the video description. Then I imported the FPS weapons bundle. I think it was FPS military weapons Stark. And the FPS Assault pack. Both are free packs on the Unreal Marketplace. Link for them in the video description as well. All right, now so first, let's start by creating a new folder here, and we call this Blueprints. And if you like to color them, you can right-click and set color. So now let's open that. And the very first thing we should do is we should create a pickup. Like if the player walks over ammo, we want that the ammo gets destroyed and the player gets the ammo in his inventory. So let's start by creating a new folder in here, and we call this pickups. Now in here, we want to create a new blueprint class, type actor, and we call this BP underscore AK ammo, like so. Now let's open it up. And in here, we want a static mesh component. So let's type in static mesh here, like so. This will be the pickup mesh. Let's compile and save this. And we also want a component on our pickups. So let's create a new component here, new blueprint script component. And we want the actor component. And this will go into pickups, and we call it AC underscore pickup component. Like so. And in our component, we want a few variables. So let's add one here. And this will be the amount. Then we want another one for the type, and another one for the name. Now for our amount, we set this to an integer. The type will be string, and the name will be string as well, like so. Compile and save this. Now in here, let's compile and save this as well. Now in here, in our BPAK ammo, we can click on our pickup component and set the default variables. So we want, each time we pick up ammo, we want 30 ammo, and the type will be ammo, like so, and the name will be AK ammo. Let's compile and save that. And for our static mesh, we want a model. Let's use a clip here from our FPS Assaults pack. And let's go into meshes, rifle. Let's see what's in the weapons bundle. Yeah, here are some meshes for us. So we just drag and drop one of our mechs here, like so. Now let's scale this up a little bit. Move it up like so. All right. And we want one more thing here, and that is a collision sphere. Or sphere collision. And let's increase the size of that a little bit. First, let's move it up. And this will be the radius in which the player can pick up the item or the ammo. So maybe like so. It shouldn't be too far, but it also shouldn't be too close. Maybe like this. All right. Now, let's go into our event graph. And what we have to do in here is we click our sphere collision here, and we scroll down a little bit, and we say on component begin overlap. Now let's delete all of this. So on component begin overlap. We want to check the other component, and we want to check if it's equal to our player. So we get player character. Now we cast to our first person character. Cast to first person character. And we can convert this to a pure cast because it should always succeed. From here, we make an if or a branch. And if the other actor is equal to our first person character, we want to destroy our actor. Like so. And let's try that out already. So let's go into our pickups and let's move it here on the floor. And let's play. If I walk close to it, it gets destroyed. All right. Now, we need a variable in our player for the ammo and for the items that we have. Like, for example, if we want to hold an AK, we will have to add a variable for that. So let's go into our first person folder and into blueprints, and let's open up our first person character here. And in here, let's create a new component. Let's do an actor component, and we save it under first person, blueprints. And this one we call inventory and stats. AC underscore inventory and stats. Let's create that. And in here, we want a few variables. The first one will be health of type integer. The second one will be AK ammo. This one will be AR ammo. And the last one will be MP ammo. Like so. And now we will also need slots for our weapons. So we need a slot for a pistol or an MP. Then we need another slot for, basically, you need as many slots, as many weapons you want in a game. If you want your character to be able to pick up 10 weapons, you need 10 slots here. So, but before we can create these slots, we have to create a U object. So let's go into our blueprints. Let's create a new folder here, and we call this weapons. So, and in here we create a new blueprint class, and under all classes, we select object, and we call this UO underscore weapon. Now let's open it up. And in here, we want to set a few variables. The first one will be the name. Then we want another one with max ammo. And we want another one with image. Now the name will be string. The max ammo will be integer. And the image will be texture 2D. Object reference. Now let's compile and save this. And we have to make this public variable /instance editable by clicking the little I symbol here, or the instance editable box here in the right corner. And we will also have to expose them all on spawn, like so. All right. Now, let's also create a weapon pickup real quick. So let's go into our pickups, and we can duplicate our AK ammo here. Now we call this BPAK, like so. Let's open that up, and as mesh, we want to set our AK, obviously. So under content, FPS weapons bundle meshes, we have an AK here, and we use that as static mesh. That's the static mesh. All right. Hello? There we go. Okay. Let's increase the size a little bit, like so. Okay. Nah, a little bit too small. That should be all right. Okay. There we go. Okay. Now let's go back in our inventory and stats component, and in here, we will now add the UObject weapon in here. So we hit the little plus button here, and we say weapon slot 1, like so. The type will be UO underscore weapon object reference, like so. Let's, whoops. For this video, I will only use 3 weapons, so we only need 3 slots here. Let's rename this to weapon slot 2, and this will be weapon slot 3. Add as many slots here as you want. Now, let's also put them in a category. So just click one of our variables, and under category, just type in your own. I will put them into integers. And these ones, they should go into weapon slots. So All right. Now in here, we add a new function, and we call this one add weapon to slot. And in here, we add a new input of type name, or with the name, and of type string, sorry. Let's compile and save this. And we will also need an array of items that we already have in our inventory, or weapons that we already have in our inventory. So let's promote this to a variable. And we call this owned weapons array. And let's turn this into an array. Compile and save. And what we want to do is, as soon as we add a weapon, we first check if it's already in our array. So we get our owned weapons array. And then we say contains item. Whoops. And now we make a branch. And if it contains the item, all we want to do is we want to add ammo. So we want to add the ammo of the weapon to our ammo from our player. So if it contains the item, we want to say switch on string. Switch on string. Now let's add 3 inputs here, 3 pins, and remove the default pin. And let's rename them to AK, MP, and AR. And whenever we pick up a weapon, we want to add the ammo to our ammo. So we get all of these 3 variables here, AK, AR, and MP ammo. And if we already have the weapon in our inventory, then we add 30 ammo to our AK, for example. So we get our AK ammo, we say add. Now we say 30. Now let's drag in our AK ammo again, and we say set. There we go. Now we do the same for the other 2. But for the MP, we only get 20 ammo. And for the AR, we get 30 as well. Okay. Now, if we don't already have the weapon in our inventory, we want to do a switch as well. So let's just copy paste this one here with the name. And let's maybe rename our weapon slots here. So we don't want weapon slot 1, we want weapon slot A. Okay. Now from our AK, we say construct object from class. And as our class, we want our UO underscore weapon. And in here, we can set our name, our max ammo, and everything else. So for the name, we take these. will be AK. Max ammo will be 30. And we could send these informations via these input as well, so we don't have to hard code it here. So in case, yeah, let's do that. I think that's a little bit more modular. So let's add another input here, and this will be max ammo, like so. Will be of type integer. And the image we can set here. So let's add our max ammo here. And we can use the max ammo here in our additions as well. So let's connect it up here. So there's not that much hard code. All right, for the image, we select tx underscore K74, 47, whatever. All right. Now let's do the same for the MP and the AR. The max ammo comes from our actor. And the name as well. Now let's set the imagers txmp or mac10 and you are txar. Or the file. I use the file for this one. Okay. All right. After we done that, we have to set our weapon slots AK. And then we have to also add them to an array and to our own weapon strings. So let's drag out our own weapons, get owned weapons. Now we say add. And name will be name. I will beautify this in a second when I'm done with this. And we do the same for the other two. This will be weapon slot MP or mac10. Let's name it 2MP. The last one will be weapon slot AR. Like so. All right. So whenever we call add weapon to slots, we check if we already have the weapon in our array. And if yes, we just add the ammo, the max ammo of the weapon. And if no, we construct the object, so our weapon, and add it to our inventory. Pretty simple so far. So I'll be right back with you guys once I beautified everything here. All right, now that we cleaned this up a little bit and I added some comments here, now let's go back into our AK ammo first. Or better, let's go into our AK first. So in here, what we want to do before we destroy the actor, we want to call our player. And if for some reason you wanted to make this more modular, instead of the cast, you could just use a blueprint interface. like if you have more players, for example. But for this video, this inventory is only for the player. So what we do is we get our player here again, we cast to it after it's true, and the cast should always succeed, so we could make it to a pure, but whatever. Let's cast to it, and as BP third person character, we say get component by class, and the component is our AC inventory and stats. So in our AK, we say AC underscore inventory and stats. And if that is valid, we have to check if it's valid, or Unreal will bitch around. So we say is valid. And if it is valid, we can call the function in it. So the function was add weapons to slots. And the name will be, well, you could add the name to the, we have to use our name from the AC pickup component. So we drag that in, and now we just say get name. And we also get max ammo or get amount. And the AK will have 30 ammo in it. And we have to rename this to AK. And the type is a weapon. All right. Now let's go back into our inventory and stats. And in here, we want to also add another input here, and this will be the type. It will be a string. And actually, let's rename this function. And because we don't only want to add a weapon, we also want to add ammo. So let's say add pickup to inventory, like so. And if the type is, so let's add another branch here. Or we could just add an OR statement here. So or, if we already have the weapon in our inventory, or, so let's say our OR boolean, or the type is of ammo. So we drag up type and we say equal, equal exactly string, and the type is ammo. Then we want to do this. Then we want to add the ammo to inventory. So now we also have to connect the type up. So we drag off our pickup component and say get type, and we hook that up. All right. Now we have to do the exact same thing for the ammo. So let's copy paste everything just over there. Let's hook that up here, and This I convert to a pure cast again. Okay. And in our pickup component, yeah, we already have ammo. All right, perfect. And for the name, we can just go for AK instead of AK ammo, because in our inventory and stats, we ask for AK, not for AK ammo. All right. Now, let's take care of the UI. So let's create a new folder here. And we call this UI elements. Let's open it up. And in here, we want to create a new user interface, widget blueprint. And we call this WB underscore HUD. Let's open that up. And in here, we add a canvas panel. And now we want to add a little icon down here that shows us our active weapon, like down here, and maybe an icon next to it for our ammo, and maybe a health bar or something. Now let's also add a size box and just drag and drop it onto the canvas panel. And let's anchor it. Maybe down right here. And let's reset the positions. Now, first, let's align this a little bit better here, like so, and so, 1 and 1. Now let's scale this up a little bit, and let's see. We might want a little bit of space here to the right and to the bottom, just a little bit. Now, let's also add an image on top of our size box here. And the image will be one of our icons. So let's go under brush, and under image, we type in TX and select one of these here. Let's start with the Mac 10. And that looks really weird, so let's scale our size box a little bit better here. I think that might be a little bit too big. Maybe like so. That should be all right. And we want another one for the ammo. So let's add this here. And maybe move this a little bit more to the left. Now, how you do this is completely up to you. Like these are design questions. Use your own art if you have it. And I will give you a time lapse until I'm done. All right, now let's also add a border here. And we drag and drop it over our two elements here, like so. And now we set its Z order. to something low, -1 or something, just so it's behind our two other elements. And let's scale this a little bit to the side here, like so. Maybe move this one a little bit to the left. And this one as well. Whoops. All right, now let's change the background color of our border to black. Whoops. Under brush here. Okay. Now we also want the indicator here next to our ammo, how much ammo we have left, so how much ammo we have in our inventory, and how much ammo is in the weapon. So, and to do that, we just add the text here. Let's just add a normal text. Whoops, sorry. So the first text block will be our current ammo. So let's say 30. Let's add another one right over here. This will be a straight up slash. And another text. And this will be our max ammo. So let's say 30 for now. And we call this text block here max ammo. We make it to a variable. And this text block here with this here, with 30 in it, we make to current ammo, also to a variable. And let's add another text block here, down here, but onto our canvas panel. So let's move it down here. And in here, this will be our ammo in inventory. Let's also make this to a variable. And let's just give it a default value of 100. I don't know. All right. Now, let's go back into our inventory and stats in the event graph. And in here, we want to add a new integer, and we call this selected weapon index type integer and single. And we will also need an array for our objects here. So let's just duplicate our last one, and we call this weapon slots array. We make it to an array. Let's compile and save this. And let's go into our add pickup to inventory, and let's add this weapon slot also to the array. So we drag off and we say add. Do this for all our elements here. All right. Now let's create a new function. And we call this set selected weapon. And then here we add a new input. Of type integer. Whoops. And we call this one index. Let's compile and save. Now let's duplicate our weapon slot again. And we call this selected weapon. Now we get our selected weapon here. And we want to add our index to our selected weapon. And after that, we want to get array element from our weapon slots array. So we drag it in, we say get, and now we set get copy. And the index will be this one. And after that, we set our active weapon, our selected weapon, to the copy of the array element, like so. But before we have to do that, or before we can do that, we have to check if it's our selected weapon index is less than 0. And if it is less than 0, so let's add a branch here. And if it is less than 0, we want to set it to our max array size. So we drag off our weapon slots array, and we say last index, plug that in here, and now we get a copy. And then we set the selected weapon to this. All right. Because what I have planned is if the player hits Q or E, I want to switch weapons, one back or one forth. So let's say we have weapon slot 1 selected and we press E, I want that we switch to weapon 2. But if we press Q, I want that we switch to weapon 0. So that's why we're doing this here. All right. Now, let's go into our first person character here. And now we want to add two inputs, one the Q key and one the E key. Oops, what's going on? What is going on? Hello, Unreal? Please? What the fuck? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna restart the engine for a sec. I'll be right back. All right, now back in our player. Let's add another input. So we right click and we say Q key this time. And you could add input mappings for this if you want. For this video, we'll just use it like this. Whoops, no, we need the E key, not the Q key. E key. Here we go. All right. Now, whenever we press it, we want to call our component here. So we drag it out and we say, whatever we called it, set selected weapon. And we want to say set selected weapon, like this, I guess. And for the index, if we press Q, we want to say 1. And let's copy paste this. And for E, or no, for Q, we want to say -1. Sorry. And for E, we want to say 1. That's all right. Let's compile and save. Now, let's also add our UI to the screen. So on event begin play, we want to say construct object from class, and we want to have our WB HUD. And then we want to say add to viewport. Let's try this out. Yep. All right. Now let's go back into our WB HUD and let's go into the graph. And in here, we want to create a new function. And we call this set selected weapon image. This will have an input of type UO. So this will be the weapon object. And it will have an input of type UO underscore weapon. Or we could just give it an input of type texture. So weapon object image, let's call it like that. And as type, we say texture 2D object reference. Let's compile and save this. And what we want to do is, in our designer, let's first rename the image here from our weapon. And this one we will call weapon image. Compile and save. And this image, we don't need it as a variable, so let's deselect that. Now, in the graph, we want to just set the image that we have here, our, where is it, weapon image, to the one that we input. So we drag off this and we say set brush from texture. Now we hooked it up. And that's it for now in here, I think. Yeah, let's also set the ammos while we're at it, while we're in here. So let's add a new function. This one we call set ammo. And in here we add an input, and this will be current ammo. Will be of type integer. Now we add another input and we call this set max ammo question mark. This will be of type boolean. And now we need another input, and this will be max ammo. Type integer. All right, now, first we want to check if we want to set max ammo. So we drag off this, and we make a branch. And let me move this up here. And if we want to set max ammo, we get our max ammo here. And in here, we just want to set text, set text. And we want to set our current ammo, our max ammo, and we want to say to string. And let's plug that in. Or maybe, can we directly convert it to text? We should be able to, right? Yes. No, we can't. Okay, never mind. So let's plug that in here. And from our false, we just want to drag off our current ammo. And we want to do the exact same thing. And let's hook it up like this. And current ammo. Now it works. Okay, never mind. So there we go. All right. Now let's go into our player. And here, after we added it to the viewport, we also want to say, or let's first promote this to a variable here. And we call this UI ref, like so. Let's connect this up. And from our UI ref, we can cast to our WB HUD. And from here, we say set image, weapon image, set selected weapon image. So, and we also want to set ammo. And let's select a set ammo boolean here. Set it to true. All right. Oh, and I don't even have to cast. I can just directly use it. Sorry. So let's remove the cast. There we go. Now, when our character spawns, we construct our widget, then we promote it to a variable and save it. Then we add it to the viewport, and now we call the two functions inside our spell hut. So for the weapon image, we need to get our selected weapon from our inventory and stats. So get selected weapon, and from this we want to grab the image. So get image, and we plug that in over here. Now we also want current and max ammo, so we drag off here. I think we still need to make a variable for current ammo, but max ammo should be in there. Yeah. All right. And let's create another variable for current ammo as well. So integers. Let's create a new variable here, and we call this current ammo. Type integer. All right. Now we can grab that here from our selected weapon. Or not. Wait. Why can I not grab current ammo? Oh, of course I can't because I grabbed the object here, but I need the component. So let's grab it off here, and let's say current ammo, like so. And this one we plug in here. All right. Now let's go back into our AC. Not the pickup, we want the inventory and stats component here. And let's set selected weapon to -1 as default value. Okay. I think we could already try this out. But we will also need current ammo in our U object. So let's add current ammo here as well. Current ammo, and we make this an integer. And yes, I think, yeah, I made a mistake here. Sorry. Current ammo we need to save in our U object and not in our inventory and stats. So let's, whoops, no, not another event graph. We add the current ammo in here instead of our AC inventory and stats. And in our player, we can drag off here now, and we can say current ammo, like so, and hook that up. And let's also make it public and instance editable. and expose on spawn. Now, in our inventory and stats component, after we picked up a weapon, we want to set its current ammo. So we have to refresh these nodes. We want to set the current ammo to its max ammo. Because if we pick up a fresh weapon, it should have max ammo. And the last one for here. All right. Now in our set selected weapon, after we've selected a weapon, we also have to call our UI. So to do that, we can just say, here we can just say get owner. So now we cast to our player. So first person character. And we want to say get UI ref. And from the UI ref, we want to, what have we called it? Set selected weapon image. And from here, we want to call set selected weapon image, like so. And for the image, we want to get our selected weapon. So we get selected weapon. Now we get the image and we plugged it in. And then we will also say set ammo. And now we get max ammo. And we get the current ammo. And let's switch our max ammo here. Yes, compile and save. And now let's try this out. So let's hit the play. And we collect the weapon, and if we hit E, it gets selected. If we hit E again, it gets deselected. All right. It sets our max ammo and the ammo that we have. So the 100 down here, we have to change as well, because that's the ammo that we have in our inventory. All right. Yeah, I expected the errors. So what's the problem here? Yeah, it's because when we start the game, we don't already have a weapon selected. So this won't work because we don't have a selected weapon, so it can't pull the image, and this will throw us out an error. So what we can do here is either we give the player a weapon, or we just ask if this is valid here. So we just say is valid, like so, and whoops, is valid. And only if our selected weapon is valid, only then we want to do this. Otherwise, we use the default image. Now let's try this again. That should fix the errors. Yeah, now we have the default image of our MP. And if we take the AK and, yep, oh, There is still an error in here. Oh, yes. Let's see. Of course, we have to ask if it's valid here as well. So let's say it's valid. Always the wrong one. Is valid, question mark. There we go. And if our selected weapon is valid, only then we want to do this. All right, let's compile and save, and let's try it one more time. We pick this up, we hit E again. Nothing happens because we don't have another weapon. All right, perfect. And the errors are gone. Now let's add two more weapons here. So the MP and the AR. So let's go into our contents, blueprints, and pickups folder. Let's duplicate the AK and call this one MP. Let's open it up and we change the pickup mesh to the MP mesh. Where do we have it? It's in the weapons bundle, weapons meshes, and where's the Mac 10? Let's use the SMG here. Yeah. Whoops. And we want the static mesh. Just pick the one you like. All right. And for this one, we want to name it MP. It stays a weapon, but the amount is 20. That will be the max ammo. And let's do this one more time. This one will be BP underscore AR. Let's open it up. And for this static mesh, we will use the fell. Or shouldn't we have an AR here as well? Yeah, there. Like so. Let's change the pickup component here. Where are the default values? There we go. This will be a weapon and AR, like so. Max ammo is 30. Compile and save. Now, let's add them to the world. And let's try if this works. Pick up the AK, the AR, and the MP. And it doesn't work. Why does it not work? Let's see. Let's go into our set selected weapons and let's add a new branch here. So we say if branch, whatever you want. We will also have to check if we reached the last index here. So to do that, we just copy paste our last index here. Let's copy paste both of them. And if our index that we get here, or better from the addition here, is greater than our last index, we want to get a copy from 0. So get a copy from array element 0. And then we want to set this to our selected weapon, like so. And then we also need to select our weapon slot here. Set it up, and it will be 0. And in here, we will also need to select our weapon. So let's copy paste this. Hook this up like so. And we will use this one. Now let's compile and save. And this is a mess. Oh well, let's try it out. Now we run around, we pick up our weapons. And now, if I hit Q or E, nothing happens whatsoever. Oh yeah, of course, because I forgot to connect this one. Okay. All right, now, if we pick up the weapons, we can switch through all of them with Q and E, and it works. Perfect. But what doesn't quite work is the ammo. Like, it doesn't show our ammo on the side. Let's see why that is. Oh, there it is. Okay, it was just an error because I scaled down the window, and it works for all of them. Okay. Now, we are almost done. What we will also want to do is we want to get our max ammo from the weapon type that we have. So let's create a new function, and we call this set set all ammo. And the input will be of type integer, and we call this inventory ammo, something like that. And I think this was ammo inventory, correct? Yes. And now we just go to our graph again. And all we want to do is we want to say, actually, we could also move this into this one, so we don't have to create a new function for that. Yeah, let's do that. So, sorry, let's delete this function here. And in here, we just add another input. And we call this inventory ammo. And at the end, we want to get our ammo inventory. Then we want to say set text. Connect it up here. Now back in our inventory and stats, we will need to just connect this up. So after we selected a weapon, before we do set ammo, we want to do another switch. So we drag off our selected weapon and we get the name. And from this, we want to do a switch. Plugged it in like so. Let's add 3 pins here. 1, 2, 3. Let's remove the default pin. And this will be AK, MP, and AR. Now let's copy paste this node 2 times. Whoops. And hook that up. Now current ammo and max ammo will be the same. So let's connect it up. Just the inventory ammo will be different. And this will be for the AK. This will be our AK ammo that we have. For the MP, this will be our MP ammo. And for the AR ammo. All right. And the target, we have to use our UI ref here as well. Now, let's try this. Yep, and it works. It tells us we have 0 AK ammo, which is correct, 0 for them all. All right. Now, and the reason why why the text is not displayed correctly is because I changed the size of the window. So yeah, that's that. Now we are almost done. Now let's change our ammo real quick. So let's go into our BP AK ammo. There we go. And for the name in our pickup component, we want to just say, oh, we already did that. Okay, perfect. Now let's see. Let's try that out. Let's hit the play. And the ammo won't destroy. But why? Why would you not destroy? You should destroy. Because we have to specify the actor here, of course. It will be the first. We have to connect it to other actor here, sorry. There we go. Now this should work. Whoops, all right. Now we pick up our AK. And the AK ammo still won't destroy, but why? I don't know. 1 second. But it says we have 60. Now we have 90. Okay, 1 second. It just won't destroy because we haven't told it to destroy. There we go. Destroy actor. There we go. Now let's add 2 ammo clips for our MP and our AR as well. So we duplicate this one and we just call it BP MP ammo. And let's duplicate this again. And this one will be BPAR ammo. And let's change the static meshes here. So pickup mesh of MP ammo will be weapons bundle SMG. Let's use this one. And we do the same for our AR ammo. There we go. All right. Now one more thing. It doesn't update our UI instantly if we pick up ammo, and we want to change that. So in our inventory and stats, after we picked up ammo, we want to call our UI. And to do that, we do the same as the last time. So we get owner, like so. Now we cast to our first person character. If you, for some reason, want to make this a little bit more modular, instead of all these casts, you can replace them all with a blueprint interface, and this inventory should work for every NPC or every other player that you can imagine. Like this would be really easy to make modular, but since it's a Doom shooter style inventory, usually only the player wants this inventory. So yeah. So let's do this after we set our ammo here. And what we want to do is we want to get our UI ref, like so. And here we want to say set ammo. Set max ammo, yes. And our inventory ammo. So first we need to get our selected weapon here. Selected weapon, get selected weapon. Now we want to get current ammo, like so. We want to get max ammo. And for our inventory ammo, we just use, now we have to use a switch again. So basically, we could just copy paste all of this here. So let's copy and paste. Whoops. Or actually, let's convert this all to a variable. To a function, I'm sorry. So let's right click and collapse the function. It won't let me. Why do you not want to? Oh, probably because of this. Maybe? No? Why do you not let me to convert this to a function? What's the problem here? Wait a second. Okay, I have no idea. Let's just create a new function and we call this set ammo, like so, because why not? Now let's copy paste everything there. All right, connect this up, compile and save. Now we can delete all of this and we can say set ammo. What is going on? I can't delete anything out of this blueprint. I can't do. Let me restart the engine for a second. All right, welcome back. Let's see. Now I can delete this. All right. Okay, let's see. Can I delete this as well, please? Thank you. Now, from here, we just want to say set ammo. Makes everything a bit more cleaner. Now in our add pickup to inventory, we can just delete this. And then we can say set ammo. Oh my goodness. Now it won't let me delete this. Oh God, I'm going insane here, guys. All right, I don't know what's going on with Unreal at the moment. Like, that's really weird. Can I say set selected weapon? No, sorry, we need set ammo. There we go. Oh no, now I can delete it. Okay. Whatever. Now, let's try this out. All right, let's pick up our AK, our AR, and the MP. Now we switch through them. And as you can see, we have 0 max ammo. And if we pick this up, we have 30 max ammo. Perfect. All right, and we are pretty much done. Let's compile and save this. Now maybe let's also add a little bit of rotation to the weapons. Like, I want that the weapons rotate on the ground before we pick them up. So let's open up our weapons here. Whoops, sorry. Our pickup weapons, the AK. And on event begin play, we want to add a timeline. And this will be rotation timeline. Let's open this up and we say length 1 second. And let's add a float track here. So right click, add a key to float 0 times 0 value 0. And let's add another one with time 1 value 1. So, oops. Compile and save this. And now from this track, we say set actor rotation. Now let's split up the struct pin here. And from our new track, we want to multiply this with 360 because we want to make a full circle here. And I think it's roll. Let's add that to the roll and let's try it out. And after we have finished this, we want to restart our timeline. So let's add a new event here. So let's add a custom event. We call this restart rotation. Like so. And we say play from start. Now on finished, we say restart rotation. And the only reason why I'm doing this with an extra event is because you can't just straight up reconnect this. So yeah. And let's try it out. Oh, okay. We needed Y, not the X. Okay. So let's just connect this to Y instead of X. And let's try. Nope, it was the Z. I'm sorry. All right, so let's try the Z. There we go. Now we can pick it up and the ammo as well. And if we switch weapons, perfect. Now this video is just for inventory though, but if you liked it, hit me a like, subscribe, and if you want to see more of this, well, write me down in the comments and I might continue this project and make a full Doom shooter out of it. Until then, see you guys and take care.